If I were to write the workouts for the CrossFit Open 2025, this is how it would look. By no means is this my prediction for what the workouts would be in the CrossFit 2025 season, but just a little insight into what I think would work best and the reasons behind why I would choose what I chose. 25.1, workout 1, week 1. My first workout is going to set the tone. So what I would prefer not to do is do the repeat in week 1. What I think is the hugest opportunity that we have available is anticipation. So if you could imagine you're at Christmas time and you're opening up your gift that you don't know what it is, it's quite exciting. It's the anticipation. If you have the thing that you wanted the whole time and your partner or whoever it was gifted it to you, but you already know that it's there, but it was the gift that you wanted, it's not so as exciting because you already know that it's there. And so I would sooner rather have something of anticipation for the first workout. Even reflecting back on 24.1, simple 21 dumbbell snatches, 21 burpees, same again, opposite side. We did one arm snatches. I think that the theme of that was pretty cool. It was a little bit of a nuanced gimmick that we hadn't seen, but it wasn't outside of the CrossFit structure of what you typically would see in a workout. It wasn't too complex that you didn't understand it, and it kind of set the precedence of a bit more speed, like, you know, grunt, grind, and grit work. It didn't really have high complexity movements in there, or heavy loads weren't the determining factor for success. So I did like that, and that's where I would start with this one. Now, 25.1 for me, I have a mixed modal structure. The reason why I have gone for these workouts also, obviously for most of you that would know, is the qualifying season now. The Open matters, so the Open can directly qualify you for semifinals. So essentially, the common question would be, do we see that the workouts would be harder automatically by default because of this scenario? The short answer is yes. The longer answer is, I would argue what harder actually is. So would 21, 15, and 9 twice over dumbbell snatches and burpees be harder than or less hard than 15 ring muscle ups, 15 thrusters, 9 ring muscle ups, 9 thrusters? I'm not so sure, because when it comes to the latter, there's a lot of resting involved. If you can't do the skill, it's not necessarily hard so much as it is frustrating, but working at top end capacity on lighter things that you know you have to continue going at, I would consider that's actually harder. Obviously you have to have prerequisite amount of work available to do something like the ring muscle up, being the limitation. With that in mind, I have what I feel is like a balanced workout to begin with. Row, thruster we have seen in the workout, row and thruster, typical combo, and I've added in a chest bar. My rep scheme is 21, 15, and 9 reps, 9 and 9. So 21, 15, 9 and 9. So there's a layer of complexity there. What we're going to see is we're going to see two different energy systems based on different athletes. And remember, these workouts are written, what I've written for just the standard RX routes. I haven't mapped out the scaling and divisions below there. Of course we can, but for today's purposes only, it's just the original face value workouts. So 21, 15, 9 and 9 row for calories, thruster at 43 and 30 kilos respectively, chest to bar pull-ups. Now, we do have complexity in there with the chest to bar pull-ups. We do have capacity work in there with the row thruster combination. I have a 20-minute time cap on this. It does allow an intermediate athlete to get to a finish point below 20 minutes. I think that that's an exciting point. The thrusters would be broken from that type of athlete. The chest to bars would be broken, maybe down to the sets of 3 and potentially singles. The total volume, you have 63 reps of each. So we've increased our volume of a Fran workout per se by 18 reps of each movement plus added a movement. And what I like about it is it has capacity work, and then the time frame, moderate skill capacity as well. Chest to bar, I'd say towards the higher end of skill capacity, just being so many reps. And the time domains is going to be two different archetypes here. You're going to have someone who fits into an anaerobic threshold window. So maybe the faster finish times we're going to see 7 to 8 minutes. The slower end of this workout would be obviously closer to that 20 minutes. So we're going to see the top end being able to perform the same workout as an intermediate based athlete and then not compromise their situational growth of the pathway within the season. yet they still have to have enough capacity to get to that point. So that's my first week workout. I like that. I like to set the tone with that. I think there's enough variety within it. I like the complexity of the structured format. We've only seen a 21, 15, 9, 9, 9 in the CrossFit Games season. With the workout of the CrossFit Games, it had squat cleans and parallel bar traverses. So I think that this rep scheme is a cool little gift back to, or nod of the hat to that workout 2023, I want to say, or 22. Now, workout number 2. I'll start by saying I also don't want my repeat workout to be workout number 3, because once you've done 2 workouts and you know that they've announced that the 3rd workout is going to be a repeat, we scour the internet for what's being repeated already. We eliminate the movements that we've already completed within the first 2 weeks of the Open, and then we kind of, by form of deduction, already kind of get to what their final workout is. And again, go back to the Christmas analogy, it's like you're picking up the gift box and shaking it and kind of making your guesses and getting 90% of the way there. So I would prefer to leave the anticipation for that last workout. So in my middle section, week number 2 workout, I have a repeat of 25.2, which for me would be 19.3. 200-foot single arm dumbbell overhead walking lunges, 50 single dumbbell alternating box step ups, 50 strict handstand push-ups, and then a 200-foot handstand walk with a time cap of 10 minutes. Now, without looking at the data and reviewing this, I would say less than 1% of all those that completed the Open this year in 2019 actually completed that workout under 10 minutes. And you didn't need to get that type of time to actually go to the next level as well, to semi-finals. So what I would like to see from this is I would like to see how far the pool of athletes have come in the strict handstand push-up domain. Back then 50 was a lot, to see people doing doubles and singles the whole way through the workout and getting through 50, versus now I think we're going to see people open up with 10s and 15s and not really having too much trouble because of the 6-year time period of which people have worked on that type of capacity. It does increase in work capacity as you go down. It has the magic power of the Open for someone to get their first strict handstand push-up, for someone to maybe not expect to get more than 2 or 3 and potentially get 10. And then obviously peer review against back in 2019 after a 6-year hiatus. You still get to complete 4 to 6 minutes of the workout without having to do strict handstand push-ups, so it's increasing in limitation for capacity or skill. So there's a lot more accessibility to somebody to do the workout from an intermediate to elite's perspective, yet elite will still be able to showcase their hard-earned work payoff with those high-skill gymnastics capacity movements. But of course, the buy-in matters as well. There's anywhere between 4 to 5 minutes of lunge and box step-ups. So I like that to be the second workout. Time domain is now 10 minutes. So we've got a first workout at 20 minutes of length. Again, potentially 7 or 8 minutes for the fastest type of athletes. This workout, the time cap of 10 minutes. Maybe we get limited at the strict handstand push-ups. Maybe someone's phenomenal at this movement or these exercises, and they can get through this in about 6 minutes as well. I just like where that is in terms of the traditional CrossFit, the capacity, the skill, and then the diversity of the workout. Finally, you get to week 3. Of course, again, because we are going straight to semi-final qualifications from this, I have a 2-part workout, so you get 2 more scores. We get a leaderboard of 4 scores total. I think that that's more worthy in seeing diversity within our workout structure to get the person to the next stage rather than just having 3 scores. We don't know this yet, but one can assume. My first part to this workout would be an AMRAP for 14 minutes with a remaining 6-minute window for a 1 rep max lift. Now, it's a 20-minute total window. We have a 20-minute time cap in week 1, but remember that we're looking for someone to finish in between maybe 7 to 12, 13 minutes. So we've kind of hit the ends of spectrums of our fastest workout potentially being something like 6 minutes, something around 12 minutes, and now we're at the 20-minute end of working out. We have AMRAP 14 minutes, a triplet, 3 movements, deadlifts, so 9 deadlifts, 102 kilos, 0.5 kilos for the males, 70 kilos for the females, just a stock standard CrossFit weight, moderate load. 7 bar facing burpees. What would a CrossFit Open be without bar facing burpees? And then 5 bar muscle ups. So 9 deadlifts, 7 bar facing burpees, 5 bar muscle ups, 14-minute AMRAP. The kicker here, is that you're going to add 2 reps to each of those movements. So 11 deadlifts, 9 bar facing burpees, 7 bar muscle ups every 4th round. So once you complete 3 rounds, you're going to add 2 reps to each. If you make it past 6 total completed rounds, so now you're in, 7th total completed rounds, you'll be in your additional 2 reps again, where we go 13 deadlifts, 11 bar facing burpees, and 9 bar muscle ups. And it just allows that person for capacity to get to that point, and then a limitation being whichever might be just general fatigue, it might be cardiovascular, it might be grip fatigue, it might be gymnastics high skill maintenance. And so what I also like is that an intermediate athlete can quite often do muscle ups. Having that entry point at only 5 muscle ups, you can get away with doing 5 singles in, say, a minute, 90 seconds. You can get that person through 3 rounds and into the 4th round where they're adding in the round of 7 muscle ups, and that can be an exciting point for them. The power of the open is here, where we allow people to kind of also get their first muscle up. I think that's a nice little pathway, and obviously those that are successful are going to end up with a volume 40 muscle ups or more. So that would go for 14 minutes. At the 14-minute mark to the 20th minute, you have a 6-minute window to perform a 1 rep max snatch, any style, power snatch, squat snatch, whatever. Not hang snatch, not muscle snatch is fine. Would I recommend it? Probably not, but it's a standard that you would be allowed to do. What that does is it allows for our heavy hitters to enter the race. The snatch, I don't think, would be so much compromised. Like, you might have warmed up and not done a snatch for 14 minutes, obviously because you've done the workout, but the nervous system loading from the deadlifts, I think, was going to be above that of your first snatch attempt. So I think that we're primed and ready to be able to perform one. You might miss the first minute or 2 just due to rest or fatigue factors, but then there's still a good opportunity there to get a good lift in on the board. It is a complex lift, which is in high need of degree of difficulty, so you need to be well trained in it, which I think is going to separate a CrossFit training style athlete more so than somebody else. In CrossFit, we're not often right now looking for who's the best at true 1RM strength as much as we are as compromised fatigue strength. So this allows for that. Go for a 14-minute window. Can you get 90+% of your 1 rep max? Let's finish the final workout of the final week with a bang. Maybe we get some PRs, some barbell drops, crowd goes wild, all the support crew's really, really happy, and you've put that in front of the person to really be successful. So I think that there's 3 weeks here where we get to see moments. I think we see a great diversity in movements across the schedule. I think that we see inclusivity with the movements not being too far out of stretch, but not being too far in the pocket, that we're not quite seeing the elite rise to the top of the table with the workouts maybe just being a little bit too easy. I think that our time domains across the board are well varied with the weeks and time frames that we do have. In a competition setting, I probably wouldn't want a scaled athlete or something like that to be performing a snatch just due to the complexity of this. However, I think that in the style that we have given it, that there are some safety parameters around it, especially with the preloading of central nervous system and just getting the body to, I guess, race pace and structural loading with the deadlifts being intact prior, and then of course full range of motion with burpees from the ground, and then the big range of motion on the shoulders with the bar muscle up. So I think that stays intact really, really well just to open up and catch a heavy snatch. So that would be my CrossFit Open 2025. By no means do I think that this is the Open that will be given to us, but again, these are the supporting reasons why I would go for this format of CrossFit Open. So hopefully maybe you've enjoyed what's in there, and who knows, maybe you give these workouts a crack.